Nickelodeon characters have been making us laugh for years. Can you believe we actually managed to find them in real life? Wait until you see number 1. Don't forget to hit that notification bell to never miss another video, and be sure to check out our community section for even more fun. Now let's check out 15 Nickelodeon characters in real life. Roger Klotz from Doug. Let's start with the one and only Doug. It's one of the most iconic Nickelodeon cartoons. And if you've never seen it, you need to check it out. Of course, you won't be able to find a lot of cartoon characters in real life, but we managed to bring out some of the best lookalikes. Starting with Macklemore. Doesn't he look like a real-life version of Roger Klotz? Roger is the school bully in the cartoon, known to cause a mess wherever he goes. He does have his moments sometimes, but they somehow always end up getting overshadowed by his bully trait. Although we don't think Macklemore really acts like Roger Klotz in real life, the resemblance is uncanny, except for the whole green skin part. What do you think? Could Macklemore pass as Roger's twin? We think this is pretty spot on, and it'll only get better. Timmy Turner from the Fairly OddParents. If you don't remember Doug, you might be more familiar with a show like The Fairly OddParents. It's still a pretty popular show, and everyone is still in love with Timmy Turner.
You're gonna have to do it the old-fashioned way, by being better than me.
Although he's full of pride and can often be seen as arrogant, Timmy is also incredibly witty, which makes him instantly likable. The internet seems to think that the Lord of the Rings star Elijah Wood is actually a real-life Timmy Turner. We hope he's not as arrogant, but we actually do see the resemblance in their faces. Just look at those ginormous eyes. Although we can't imagine Timmy playing a part in the Lord of the Rings, because, let's be honest, that would be just a little bit bizarre. Or maybe not, considering The Lord of the Rings isn't actually a totally normal movie anyway. But you have to admit, Elijah does share some similarities with the cartoon character. Chuckie Finster from Rugrats. Okay, this one made us giggle just a little bit. So many celebrities actually look like Nickelodeon characters. And as our list goes on, you'll see that it only gets funnier. But this one is one of our faves. It's Ed Sheeran as the one and only Chuckie Finster from Rugrats. Who doesn't love Rugrats? You have to be honest, this is one of the best comparisons ever. Just look at the hair.
I do it.
We hope Ed was actually a much calmer kid than the kids from the Rugrats were. Even though we can't blame them. Those kids are awesome, and they were definitely a part of our childhood. If you've never seen the crazy Chuckie in action, you're in for a real treat. We're telling you, there's no way Ed Sheeran is that neurotic, but they really do look alike. Debbie Thornberry from the Wild Thornberrys. Welcome to the Wild Thornberrys, a cartoon about a nomadic family that's filming a documentary series about their lives. They think they're totally normal, except they're not. Not really. Just check out what Eliza's 18-year-old sister Debbie looks like. She's known to have quite the temper, so we feel like Kesha would totally be her real-life lookalike. Same wild hair, although we bet Kesha's actually much nicer in person. But of course, everyone needs a little bit of Debbie sass, don't they? If you're not familiar with the Wild Thornberrys, you absolutely have to watch this cartoon, especially if you're into travel and, you know, talking animals.
My name is but my friends call me
What do you think? It would be impossible to find a human with Debbie's face. But when it comes to big, gorgeous hair, Kesha's totally nailing Debbie's look. Courtney Gripling from As Told by Ginger. Here's another oldie but goodie to add on your list. We know you probably love Nickelodeon cartoons like The Loud House too, so don't worry. We've included one of our favorite Loud House characters in this video. But first, let's talk about the old school cartoon that is As Told by Ginger. Courtney Gripling is a part of a best friend trio that goes on various adventures. She has blonde hair styled in a bob, and people seem to think that the American actress Chelsea Kane totally looks like a real-life Courtney. Can't you see it? The hair is definitely spot on. Of course, Courtney's other facial features are much harder to replicate in real life. Probably for the best, right? No offense to Courtney, of course. Wait, do cartoon characters get offended? But if Nickelodeon ever decides to reboot As Told by Ginger, they should definitely call Chelsea Kane. Marshall from Paw Patrol. We love Paw Patrol on this channel, even though we know that it's one of the most infamous shows that parents have a love-hate relationship with. Paw Patrol is all about adorable dogs saving the world. Marshall is a friendly Dalmatian puppy who's known to be extremely brave and helpful. Just look how adorable he is in his red helmet. And here's the real-life version of Marshall. Of course, it's an actual animal. What did you expect? And an adorable one at that. Seriously, the Paw Patrol costume totally melts our hearts. Just put him in the actual Paw Patrol already, please. This doggy would fit right in with the rest. If there's ever a Paw Patrol movie with actual dogs, they know who to call. This doggy looks like he's totally ready to save the entire world, and that Paw Patrol outfit is only making him more confident. RHONDA Wellington Lloyd from Hey Arnold. If you're totally new to the old-school Nickelodeon cartoons, you should definitely watch Hey Arnold before anything else. In fact, we bet that even if you've never seen the cartoon, you've heard about Hey Arnold. This iconic show comes with an iconic character known as RHONDA. RHONDA's sporting black hair, usually cut in a short bob. She's known as the spoiled kid with a lot of attitude. And even though we're sure Vanessa Hudgens from High School Musical is nothing like RHONDA in real life, she does kind of look like her, don't you think? She could definitely pass as a human version of RHONDA. Vanessa looks so sweet, but she's definitely talented enough to play RHONDA if she ever gets a chance to. Hey, Nickelodeon, take a hint. Lucy Loud from The Loud House. Okay, let's get to one of our absolute favorite Nickelodeon shows and one of our fave characters ever. It's the one and only Lucy Loud from The Loud House. How could you not love the forever moody Lucy that basically represents the teenage phase most of us go through in our lives? Loki Fan 18 from DeviantArt cosplayed as Lucy and amazingly portrayed what Lucy would look like in real life. Just look at all that hair. All they need to do now is recite tons of poetry and basically replace all their wardrobe with dark clothing.
Will someone please hand me my poetry journal? I have some very strong feelings to express.
And of course, having 10 other siblings wouldn't hurt either. But we bet even this cosplayer is lucky they don't have to go through all that to become a real-life Lucy Loud. This DeviantArt user totally pulled this off. Patrick Star from SpongeBob. Here's another favorite Nickelodeon character. How could you not love Patrick? Sure, he has his ways of thinking, but you have to admit that Spongebob Squarepants wouldn't be the same without this iconic starfish. Did you know you can become a real-life Patrick Star? You can actually buy an awesome Patrick costume that's totally realistic. Of course, you'd still need to be as funny and dim-witted as the good old Patrick.
Is this the Krusty Krab?
No, this is Patrick.
But if you can pull that off, you'll be completely iconic. Seriously, just look at this awesome cartoon. Loving the pants and the belly button detail. What do you think? Would you ever put on a Patrick Star costume? Or is that just a little bit too much? Don't worry, we're not done yet. More real-life Nickelodeon characters are coming up next. Luan from The Loud House. You know we love The Loud House on this channel, and if you didn't know, well, now you know. And you just have to watch some of our other videos on the show. It's our absolute fave. With so many characters to choose from, it's hard to pick favorites. But along with Lucy, Luan is also among the top 5. DeviantArt user Jen Alt-01Angel, and she really pulled it off. She even added the flower detail in her iconic yellow outfit. But do you think she had the dad jokes to complete Luan's look? We all know Luan is always spot on with everything she says, even though her puns can get just a little bit annoying after a while.
Did you hear the one about the thief who stole a calendar? He got 12 months!
But this cosplayer is far from annoying. This is a perfect representation of what Luan would look like in real life. Danny Fenton from Danny Phantom. Before we move on to our top 4 Nickelodeon characters and their real-life lookalikes, we have to talk about Danny Phantom. We're pretty sure no one has awesome ghost powers in real life, but that's what makes this cartoon so special. The main character of the cartoon is Danny Fenton, and he is the absolute coolest character ever. Just look at that hair. People have compared the singer Adam Lambert to Danny. Adam's hair is actually amazing, and we can totally see the resemblance. Sure, he might not have any superpowers other than singing, but when you're that awesome, who needs them? Adam could totally pull off the Danny Fenton look, and make it even better with his haircut. Seriously, we're still not over it. Isn't he the most perfect real Danny Fenton? But can he become the cool Danny Phantom? That is the question. Handsome Squidward from SpongeBob. SpongeBob fans, this one's for you. And we're totally serious. We found a real-life version of Squidward's alter ego. If you're not familiar with Handsome Squidward, you need to rewatch the 2 Faces of Squidward episode. Since that episode, the handsome version of Squidward became somewhat of a meme. But can you imagine that there's a celebrity out there that could be his real-life version? The internet seems to think that Grant Kemp from The Bachelorette could totally pull off the handsome Squidward look. Honestly, we can kind of see it. Of course, it doesn't hurt that Grant Kemp is already gorgeous. But can he actually rival the handsome Squidward? He's another person that could definitely play that version if Nickelodeon ever decides to do a live-action movie of SpongeBob. And obviously, we expect handsome Squidward to be in that live-action movie if that ever happens. HELGA PATAKI from Hey Arnold. We already talked about RHONDA from Hey Arnold, but we have to also mention the complex person that is HELGA. Whether you were cheering on her love for Arnold or not, you have to admit that HELGA is something special. And her blonde pigtailed look is absolutely iconic. A deviant art user that goes by the name of CACTAM-E, you get it, recreated a real-life version of HELGA, and she really pulled it off. Check it out. We're loving the hair and the added bow. Although we sincerely hope this cosplayer isn't as obsessive about boys as HELGA. But you have to admit that she looks absolutely perfect in that dress, those shoes, and that wig. If you look closely, you can even spot HELGA's monobrow, which is definitely one of her most unique characteristics. We love HELGA, but we also love this cosplayer. Plankton from SpongeBob. We're not done with Spongebob Squarepants just yet. Since it's Nickelodeon's longest and most popular show yet, you know we have to dedicate some time to these amazing characters. Many have tried to recreate real-life versions of them, but not a lot were able to pull them off. It's hard to recreate a real-life version of Plankton, but did you know that you can easily do it yourself? You can actually buy a Plankton costume. Although he's not a favorite SpongeBob character, Plankton is actually pretty underrated. We love his determination to get the Krabby Patty formula and his sense of humor. You might not be able to get as tiny as Plankton, but you can look like him with this costume.
The Krabby Patty formula will be mine!
Seriously, this is absolutely perfect. SpongeBob Squarepants. Are you ready, kids? Okay, just kidding. We won't make you do the SpongeBob theme song, but we will show you this absolutely hilarious real-life version of SpongeBob. SpongeBob is one of those happy-go-lucky characters you just can't help but love. Sure, he has his odd qualities, but it's precisely what makes him so lovable. It's no wonder so many people love to watch this crazy character. But how could you possibly recreate SpongeBob in real life? Sure, you could put on a costume, but that's not what we found. Are you ready for this? It's a sponge! That's exactly what SpongeBob is, isn't it? Just a regular yellow sponge you can probably find somewhere in your house. Gotcha! And that's it for our video. Who's your favorite Nickelodeon character? Come let us know in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe to The Things for more videos like this one. Thanks for watching. See you next time.